Where are all the balloons? Are they coming back? What's up?
People are pretty mad about the rocket balloons disappearing, but I think that means we won.
You just they spin it. They're like, oh, y'all went too hard. There are no more balloons. You beat them all.
I guess that's what happens when you keep showing up with 2 Zubats and a Golbat. How could I possibly? And I don't use my shields. How could I possibly have lost?
My Carvana will take you. Oh God! Just a Tyranitar just stomping on people, Godzilla style. And you're like,
I'm not gonna switch Pokemon. I don't care.
Your Ninja Fox just murdered all the balloons. Probably.
Exactly. My Pokemon's moves are super effective in that they're always super effective against people who suck.
Welcome to episode 237 of Pokemon Go Radio, the place for everything Pokemon Go. My name is Papa Narwhals, a.k.a. Nar, and I'm joined by the slaughterer of Zeppelins, the dirigible assassin, the balloon buster, Salt. Why you do like that? They can't survive.
Are we going to start
a
band named Dirigible Assassin?
I think we should. First we're going to have to learn musical instruments.
And how to play music, but that would almost be worth it to be in Dirigible Assassin. Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Salt, capital SALT. In this place we talk tips, tricks, and provide that
accordions would feature heavily
for everybody who loves
Dirigible Assassin.
Who loves Dirigible Assassin just as much as we do.
Maybe exclusively accordions. That feels right. Would be.
Wait until the accordion solo kicks in.
No, it's dueling accordions. You stand on one side of the stage, I stand on the other, and we just accordion back and forth.
Now that I stop,
everyone leaves.
Most songs that I listen to that featuring an accordion, you know what I always think?
More accordion.
I wish there was another accordion. Yeah,
I know. It's just I feel like two people.
And we could theoretically have one of us could have a business card that said "lead accordion."
They're just like, I don't think you know what that word means. And then it's like, all right. And then a dude with bagpipes walks on the stage. And people are like, boo. We hate this.
The timpani. It's just we get one other person and we play the bagpipes, the 2 accordions, and a timpani.
That would be, and then just one person digging a triangle. But we're not here to talk about that, Salt. We're here to talk about Pokemon and all the good
all right.
Pokemoning that's happening. Yeah, we got lots of good stuff. This is an event-heavy week. I think that we're in an event, coming out of an event, going into another event, inside a mini event. We're sick with it. We just are
it's an eventful week.
With the events, but I'm liking it. I'm not complaining about it. We also are going to have a big news story where we're going to break down the remix situation up in GBL.
Remix.
We're gonna do that a lot.
Made a sound effect. Dang it.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna, is it gonna be just like that? Can't you loop yourself? Didn't you do that one time?
I could, but I would have to record it.
That sounds like a lot of effort. Yeah.
Try right now.
Probably shut down the whole show if you do that. Oh, don't break it.
Something's happening in the background. What is happening? You probably don't need to worry about it. Continue.
Okay. This is the 5th time we're recording this now because Salt messed up the audio file.
Everybody who sees this on YouTube knows that you're lying.
Well, again, also, it's like 1% of the people that listen to the show, so I'll be happy to take it 99% of the time, Salt.
Funny thing about the YouTube channel, did you get you saw your star wipe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It wasn't a star wipe, Salt.
It wasn't.
You're a liar.
That took
you
me
lack integrity.
So long.
Worth it?
Worth it. The if you guys don't know the gag we're talking about, it's last week when Nar asked me to put a star wipe in. I did not put a star wipe in, but treat yourself. Go to about 9 minutes and 30 seconds into the YouTube video,
that was 10 and 30 seconds.
I think it's 9 minutes and 30 seconds. But either way, I noticed something funny when I was building the YouTube video. 2 things. So in the YouTube videos now, there's visual gags that you're not going to get, obviously, if you listen to the podcast, but the YouTube doesn't have any sound effects on it.
Oh
So when we
wow.
do like
So
the Diglett data mining
what is
sound
that
effects or the
about?
fart sound, it just doesn't get recorded. So I
Uh-uh.
actually independently put the theme music in, but I'm not going in and putting the rest of the sound effects in. I don't
That
care.
sounds like that's gonna be a whole thing. That's bad. I do want to talk before we get to
Oh
the
wait, before you
actual.
talk about anything else, remix.
You doing it right there? Is that what we're about to be treated to?
Yeah, go ahead. You can
Uh,
continue what you're
I
doing.
don't think you. I'm gonna just hope that you weren't successful. Now I'm looking up the meme of the week. It comes actually from Stevie, who. Do you remember who texted us this week?
Yeah, I
It
loved
was
it.
objectively funny. Is it? Where's this painting at? So it's like this. Get out of here. Oh yeah, here it is. Just Stevie sent in this meme. I'll actually show it here on YouTube. You can do that. And it's this like
You're not doing anything.
dejected. I don't know what kind of art style you'd call this. I'm going to call it expressionistic. I have no idea how art works. Didn't you take an art history class or something?
I think I took multiple ones.
What is this? You
I don't.
failed.
I mean, I got like a B in it.
That's unacceptable. It's a woman and she's looking down, but they've photoshopped an ash hat and a cell phone next to her.
Did you say
And
ash hat?
I said ash hat, yes.
Ash
And the
hat.
text of the meme just says, "When you've been finding all these Pokemon, but you still can't find yourself."
I love it.
So melancholy. I really appreciated that. Just Stevie coming in with the fiery memes. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk about the news that was the week that were. Mhm. And we had Mankey Spotlight Hour kicking off. We did that. We had the double XP evolution, kind of a whatever there, but an hour of Mankey? That ain't bad.
Yeah, I didn't get any shinies. Didn't get any. I think I got an okay PvP one. Let me go check. Did you get anything notable from it?
No, actually, I had. What did I have that night? I don't know if I was on babysitting duty or whatever, but I remember kind of being bummed that I can only play for 15 minutes. Maybe I was
Oh,
cooking
I caught
dinner
a
that night.
98% one. That's
Mm,
that. That was my claim to fame.
It's kind of interesting. At least I
I
don't
think.
think you'd
I
want
think
that
I
for
have
PvP.
Warpig, who's already. I got a Warpig, who's 96 IVs back from 2017. So this is actually the highest IV Mankey I've ever caught.
Something.
Ooh, House Skrelp. What up?
Oh no! What? I want a house. Skrelp. I just like saying that like that. Skrelp, Skrelp, Skrelp.
Skrelpity,
Grimer up next week
Skrelpity,
with double
Skrelpity.
catch dust. So this I think is one to put on the calendar for Tuesday. Definitely need that set up, especially coming off all the dust that we've been collecting up today. We're recording this on Sunday. We'll talk about the double Stardust event here in a little bit, but that's coming up on Tuesday. That one's worth doing. Any of these raid bosses popping up into your? I'm absolutely going to accept raid invites for that.
King Tom, I got your invite for the raid, but I couldn't do it because I ran out of passes.
I
Expired
have been,
like with 2
I've been
seconds left.
suffering with that, Salt. I feel like I'm getting a lot of tier 1 raid invite love for Skrelp and Clawitzer, and I've been accepting them for the most part because I'm like
Clauncher, not Clowitzer. Not
Clawitzer.
Clauncher.
No.
Yes.
Oh, that's the underform. I'm talking about the I meant the underform.
Yeah. Clauncher.
Clauncher. Yeah, Clawitzer's the evolved one, the big old pistol shrimp. I like these two. I wish I could see some more in the wild though, frankly. Like I feel like I've seen more in raids than I have in the wild. How about you?
Definitely not. Seen more in the wild.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Anything in tier 1 or 3 other than those two standing out? It's a pass for me on all the others.
I might do a Zangoose if nothing else. I did a Nidoking today actually
Just for
because it was
funsies,
just
or?
at the restaurant we ate lunch at, and there was one other person in there. When I clicked on the gym, I was like, "I'll help this." It was a level 30 out. I was like, "I'll help this level 30 just knock out this
I
Nidoking
gotcha.
just to do my daily."
I gotcha. Yeah, it does. It is good for that. Just completing
Plus,
that
it
daily
got
thing.
double Stardust on it. It's not nothing, I guess.
Quadruped Landorus still hanging out there.
I did one of those today as well. Yeah.
I've been doing a little bit of those on the remote stuff. It's good, I guess. You can hit that with all the icy boys and scoop that up. Kind of over the Therian stuff. This is the last one, right? So that will be nice
Yeah.
to kind of move past this trio. I wonder what's next as far as legendary raid bosses. What do you suspect we're going to after this? Because we've been with these in tier 5 for like 6 weeks now, something like that.
Yeah, man, I tell you, two things. If you're listening and you want me to spend money, man, bringing back Dialga and Palkia with shinies, like,
Let's do that.
please do that. And then also
They've only
Zekrom.
been around once.
No, they came twice.
Palkia and Dialga have been around twice.
Yeah, I think it was GoFest, right? Something like that.
Maybe twice then, but it's
Yeah.
not a lot of cracks at those apples.
Mm-mm. But I would definitely do that. And
I
I'm
don't think we've had. I'm sure we haven't had shiny chances for those
no.
to say that. I'm pretty sure, like 80% sure, we haven't had those. I would absolutely do another Reshiram and Zekrom. We did do. I feel like we had more Kyurem than
We
I
did
needed.
because of that winter event.
Yeah, so I could actually do with more Zekrom. I don't actually have a lot of Zekrom, which I would like to have another chance to do that over. But we'll see. Money where your mouth is. We got a couple of predictions this episode. Put it on the money. What is the next raid boss?
I'm gonna go. Mm, I'm gonna say Palkia. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say Palkia into Dialga.
I'm gonna say Cresselia. I don't know why. I just have a Cresselia kind of feeling. I feel like they might be bringing that around, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so no shinies on those guys.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Rivals week. So we joked about it up at the top, but unfortunately, where are those balloons? They're just gone. What happened?
Yeah, we're not.
Why are
We're
they
not.
gone?
They got beat, I guess.
They just all the rockets they blasted
I
off.
miss
I
them. I like doing them.
I am surprised at how few rocket interactions I have now that the balloons are gone. Like I've had a rocket radar up
Was this
for
intentional? You think?
days. No, it's a glitch for sure. It's just kind of annoying because that was supposed to be kind of a
No, I mean
theme
I
of
don't think
Rivals
that they
Week.
intended them to disappear. But do you think they intended to decrease the frequency?
No, I think
And then
they
as they were turning down the lever, they accidentally turned it down to 0?
oh, like they flipped the switch. They
Yeah.
someone set on the no more
Because it
rocket
was like
switch.
all, some, none, and they tried to put it down to some,
Yeah.
and then that's
That
how
can
the
happen.
internet
No,
works.
this is clearly a mistake, and I don't think they intended it. But it would be nice to get some communication, like when we can expect these back. Because I was saying, like, I've got a rocket radar up for a couple of days now. So, normally Cliff or somebody would be parachuting in, and I'd be having my way with that person, getting that 12K egg. But that's just not happening. So it's not fun. And also, I mean, it's just it's not great. I miss the balloons tremendously. I want them to come back. So hopefully soon. I hope we can get those back. But other than that, Rivals Week has been pretty dang good.
Yeah, we got the battle for 40 million in a raid to unlock the bonus for the rest of the event, which was double Stardust for catch. We'll talk more about that here in just a second. And then we also got Skrelp and Clauncher, as mentioned, and then some rival Pokemon, Zangoose and Seviper, showed up. There's also lots of other wild spawns. Some of them good, some of them not so good. On the bright side, we got the aforementioned 4 Pokemon that we talked about, but we also got Metadike, which was really cool for
Mm-hmm.
people. That I know a lot of people liked. Some of the not so good, a lot of Ninterans. Hitmonchan and
Lot of
Hitmonlees
Nidoran.
are good shiny checks, but boy, do they take a lot of balls to catch.
Yeah.
Not super stoked with the Electabuzz and Magmar, and then I've been shiny checking and catching little dumpling Makuhita, but not a lot of luck there.
Yeah. It really that one's kind of hard. I think I really like the new Pokemon. We talked about those at the top. I'm not seeing a ton of them. I've probably caught maybe like 3 of each in the wild. Not a ton have I seen from the house. So I've only had a couple of play sessions outside the house. Because this has been a really short event. It lasted from Tuesday. We're recording this Sunday afternoon, and that's kind of it. So yeah, I wish it was a little bit longer. Hopefully, these Pokemon Skrelp and Clauncher stick around so we can still have access to them because I need more. But overall, I like it. The double catch thing I think is kind of interesting because, right, the whole surprise of this, I don't think we knew about this. We definitely didn't talk about it last week. We didn't know about it, where they had this ticking clock that said, hey guys, if you do 40 million raids, you can get that double Stardust. And I think it took a lot longer than we expected to get there. I don't know what the deal was. Do you think that's a product of people not rating or not interested in this particular
Yeah,
slate of
that's
bosses?
that's 100% what it was. It's if that was a desirable raid boss, especially in T5, it would have got done a lot quicker.
Yeah.
But people are overlanders for all the reasons that we mentioned beforehand. If you really want a Skrelp or Clauncher, it's not like you need to invite 4 of your friends to be able to get that done. So that's an Uno count. It just kind of the raid slate was just kind of meh.
I don't think the
If
promise
that
of
was if that happened with Shiny, Palkia, and Dialga coming to, I mean, we would have got there in a day, maybe.
maybe maybe they did that on purpose though. Maybe they thought they could use this to kind of goose the tail end of
Goose somebody
these.
else's tail, Niantic.
Yeah, I mean, especially not this Therian tail. Like maybe they thought that that would put a bump in there, but I don't think. I think they've overestimated how much moving that as a community would be interesting. You know, like I was just kind of, I didn't feel, maybe I'm selfish, personally invested. Like I needed to actually spend money to move that with everybody. You know, I was like, I'll do
Yeah.
my dailies and I'm doing those anyway, but I didn't feel like I needed to like throw money in there for the promise of double Stardust. I don't know if you felt beholden
Nope.
or
And I mean, we're
compelled.
being nicer than a lot of people on the internet are being about it. A lot of people are calling this a flagrant cash grab.
A $40 million cash grab. I mean, was it? What do you think that
I
if it wasn't something that directly translated into money? Now, to be fair, you obviously get a free raid pass once a day. Okay, so that's good. Much more than 40 million active users, right? So theoretically, we could get this all done pretty quick, you know. But it does fringe on that area where you're like, this is a thing you pay for, you know, largely if you wanted to get this done super fast. So it does feel a little uncomfortable. That's how I feel about it. I don't think it was like a pure cash grab, but I did look at that and my first thought was like, that's nice. And I was like, but is it? But is it though?
I just think that they're like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I don't think this was that. I think this was probably more of a lack of creativity in as far as what they were willing to track for Rivals Week. But that it's just not a particularly interesting stat.
Yeah. I like the idea of being able to see it grow in real time. Like that was fun in the Today page, being able to check in on that. I think that might be an interesting way to look at some of the Go Fest records. Like remember
You can
for
also
all the
see
Go
your friends' scores in it too.
I saw that too. So I felt like, there's a little bit of a shame fest there. I'm like, I've only done like one raid in the last couple of days. I better get out there. People are going to be like, what's up, dude? I think in Go Fest parlance, this could have some really interesting implications because, like, remember back to the first Go Fest when
Mm-hmm.
those poor people had to go out on stage and be like, good news, everyone.
Yeah, you
You
did
did
it.
your part. And we're like, we can't play the game. You're lying. And it was, that part was interesting, but there was no way to kind of monitor that progress for the people in Grant Park, but all around the world. This would be great for that, right? You can really
Absolutely.
see the implications there. I like that. I think this is a good idea. I think maybe if they broke it into teams, made it a little bit more competitive like that, I would probably be a little
Like
bit
a
more motivated.
rivalry.
Like I can't let down Candela. She'll just
Probably
make
beat the
fun of
hell
me.
out of you,
She could probably
honestly.
beat me up. She does so many chin ups, presumably. More than me, for sure. Can she do one, you think? She can probably do one. Yeah, that's a lot more than me. So, what do we think about overall this event? It's almost gone. If you had to give it a grade on like a, traditional A, B, C, D, whatever, what would you give it?
Probably B minus.
I'd give it a, yeah, I'd give it a, okay, so I'd give it probably a B minus as well, maybe a B plus. In the positive, we did get some Stardust
Well,
out of
you're
it.
just gonna skip over B.
I guess, yeah, I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B. I'll give it a solid Gentleman's 84. I think we got new Pokemon out of it, which I really enjoyed. I think the spawns overall were good, but the problems with the rocket balloons kind of disappearing and the problem with this sort of like
B shiny
odd
Viper.
raid situation here kind of took the wind out of the sails. Oh my god, it's not. I really think that kind of tampered it down from what otherwise could have been a really good event. So it is what it is.
Yeah,
We move
the
on.
new Pokemon good. That's a tally in the good column, and then choices like Zangoose and Seviper, desirable shinies being out, and then Metadite are what keeps this from being a C event. And we didn't even talk about the eggs, but I would say that that's why I'm leaning towards the B minus.
Yeah, that
And
feels right.
then also the fact that the reward bonus was desirable, even if the chasing and the unlocking of it was not particularly interesting. So I'll call that a push, a begrudging even out.
Yeah. Let's talk about Friendship Day. That's coming up on the 24th of April. It is a
Friendship.
very limited. The real friends were the stardust we made along the way. It's very focused. It's 11 to 2 p.m. on Saturday, this coming Saturday. So make sure you don't forget it. It's coming up real quick. And there's a lot of stuff we can talk about. But to me, the thing that jumped out immediately from this event is it is, yeah, it's about friendship and gift opening, but it is XP grabbing opportunity if you need it, like I do.
Yeah, a lot. So there's a collection challenge, presumably catching a certain amount of Pokemon or the certain right types of Pokemon in the window is going to get you 100K. And then there's
Dang.
hourly challenges that will get you 20K. And there's triple catch XP all around. So it's 3 hours. Just with the bonuses, you're looking at 160K XP. With a
Yeah.
lucky egg, you're talking about 320
Oh,
catch
quick math.
XP on top of that. I mean, it is not unrealistic to think in these 3 hours you could probably get somewhere near 500,000.
That might be a little much, but 400 seems pretty achievable, and I like it because that's when you're looking at
I don't know,
I
man.
don't know.
Triple catch XP with an
Yeah, that
egg,
does add
with
up.
a
That
lucky
does add up.
egg, that's going to add up massive.
That will be a lot. I wonder how fast you could do that, especially if you start landing those excellent throws. Woo! We saw what that did with Fletchling on Community Day. Hopefully, some of these spawns will be a little bit easier to hit that excellent throw, but that could really matter. So
Well,
you
it's going
get
to be grass type spawns.
Yeah, well, I wish they'd be cottony. I think they specifically mention. I'm looking at the posts now. They said grass type Pokemon will be appearing more in the wild. We don't know what that means. The infographic they shared has cottony, Chikorita front and center, Sunkern, no thank you, Tangela, and Fungus up in there.
I'm not seeing, where are you seeing fungus?
Fungus. It's on the infographic they shared. I'm
I'm
looking
looking
at
at the
like their
info.
Pokemon Go Live,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, I think I don't. Why do you think they picked grass type Pokemon? Are they exceptionally friendly?
I think it just works with like, well, I think yes, one, but also I think it works with the springtime, and we haven't done a grass event in a while. I think it works.
I mean, compared to my Mew research, no, it's really friendly. Dragons. Dragons are really friendly. Let's get some.
Mhm.
Or dark Pokemon? Dang, I hadn't seen a dark Pokemon in a minute. I really specifically would love to see a Swaddle. You remember that little guy? That little
Mhm.
strange bug grass Pokemon that we had that one time for that one event and then have never seen again. I think I caught one during that whole event. That's a grass Pokemon. Let's get that one up in here. Even if it is especially for just, a 3-hour event, I'd still be really
A
excited.
3 hour tour.
I think this is probably a full lucky egg the entire time, go hard kind of event. If you're chasing levels like I am, I need this XP. That'll really add up. So I plan on doing this probably the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to hurt you, that's for sure.
I'm kind of bummed that I don't see. I just
Mhm.
assumed when I saw friendship, I immediately thought you'd get some kind of bonus for opening gifts. Like they would be double the buddy points or something like that. But no, the only thing we're getting is, which is good, lucky Pokemon, greater chance of
Yeah, I
getting
still
that.
have
I
I
like
don't have I've got a Swaddloon. I don't have the final form.
Lavani, is that what it's called?
Yeah, something like that.
I like the idea that there's increased chance of lucky Pokemon. That's good. And then also trade distance is 40 kilometers. Now, Salt, being that we're American and don't fully understand the metric system, you live in New Mexico? That's like a 10-hour drive. Do you think that's within 40 kilometers?
Maybe 50 kilometers.
Yeah,
No, it's about
maybe.
25 miles.
That'd be excellent. I have no idea what's the standard distance. If I don't, was it 40? I don't know.
No.
It's like close. That's where my brain is usually at. It's like
Yeah,
close.
it's very close.
I
But
think
they're kind
yeah.
of toying around with the extending of the trade
Just let it
distance.
go.
So,
Just let it go, Niantic. Give it to us. Just open that up. I would love that. But the
just
fact they're
once.
expanding it, that's fine. I like that. I'm more interested in the lucky Pokemon. If you have been holding out on that with trades between your alt account or your buddies or your friends, this is the window. That does critically extend to 5 p.m., which is useful. So you can do your catching from 11 to 2, save that lucky trade time after the fact. You have 3 hours there on the back end to handle that, kind of like a community day special, which is really appreciated because the last thing I want to do while I'm trying to grind out these
Yes.
XP bonanzas is sit down and be like, let's
Stop
lucky
and do
trade
something.
50 things.
Exactly.
What do you think these hourly challenges are going to be? There's going to be 3 of them. Do you think they'll be hard to complete, or will
No,
it be
it'll
easy? I
probably be
hope.
like a certain amount of catches or Pokestop spun, just very base tasks for playing the game. Maybe research tasks, but I assume it's going to be pretty simple things that you're probably going to accomplish if you're playing in that hour anyway.
I do really like this. Kind of harkens back to the Kanto challenge. I kind of like having the clock on. You know, like I got to do this in a very short window of time. You know, like yeah, like, we can have like a days long research going, or sometimes just unlimited time, finish it on your own time. But these special focused windows where I'm like, let's go, block it off, let's go hard. I kind of get excited about that. It's a very different way of playing. It's a little stressful with the trying to coordinate with balancing recording times and I was about to say babysitting, but if Walls heard me say that, she would put her foot in my butt
Oh, because you
because
don't babysit your own children?
I don't babysit my own children. I let them go. They got to watch each other. So it's all about
Pack mentality? Love it.
resilience. Probably no. I think she uses the word parenting. I think it's still fun. I really do appreciate that. So and there's also Salt. How do we
Oh, you're
forget
talking
this?
about the event. I thought you were talking about parenting. I was like,
I was
the way you're describing it.
green confetti appearing on the map. So
Ooh.
get some of that. You
Well, I
might
was
think
going
they
to
look
not
like
do
leaves,
this event, but now.
but now I like it though. I like this event. I also really like that it's for a day, which is it's good. It's focused. You can do it. You can't. That's fine. You're not. It's not the end of the world, but like it doesn't linger.
Do you have
Plus,
to?
it's got to get out of the way. Oh, actually,
Do you have
friendship
to?
day. You have to.
You have to?
You have to let it linger, Salt.
I'm such a fool
Fool
for you.
you to hear your heart. It's very Scottish,
Do you have
probably,
to?
or Irish, or they're the same thing. Come at me.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Come
What are you
over
gonna
here?
do? It's fine. There's a land bridge in there. You guys can go fight with each other. Did I ever tell that story on this podcast? I remember talking to somebody after our trip to Scotland, and he was Scottish. He was from his family's from Inverness, and I was complaining about having to get a ferry to all the different islands in the Hebrides and all that, because these islands are not far off. You can literally 200 yards, like you can see across the thing, and I'm like, why don't y'all just build some bridges? And they looked at me, and without really joking, he said, because the English would invade. I thought, I don't really think you mean that like in historical sense. I think you might mean that in like a literal sense. And that made me laugh. I really appreciated that. So, oh, silly, silly United Kingdom. That's them. The British.
Yep,
They're all
you nailed
British.
it.
They're all British. They're all part of the United Kingdom. But my God, if you call one of them English, you will start a bar fight. Jesus Christ. It's complicated.
Are you good?
Sustainability Week, Salt. An event
Sustainability Week.
inside an event.
Mm.
Other way
And
around.
it starts out with shiny trubbish.
Hold on. In defense
It's actually a
of
really
shiny
good
Trubs,
shiny.
It's
a
a
good
good
shiny.
looking shiny. It's fine.
It's a good coat of paint on a stupid Pokemon.
But thematically very appropriate. Like, let's not, if Trubbish, if it wasn't tagged with these rocket eggs, then this would be great. Let's not let that bad decision taint this good decision. Good shiny, thematically appropriate. It works right here. I like that.
Yeah, and we got a debut Pokemon coming in.
I like this one. I forgot it evolved. I really love its evolved form.
It's insanity. Binocle is coming in. It's got to be how you say it.
The two left-handed Pokemon, I think, is what it's called.
God,
So strange.
Yeah, Binocle. And then you get Barbaracle.
It's a big old monster. It's a big old creepy monster.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It makes me sad.
It's cool,
Two-handed Pokemon is what it's called. Yeah, I like it. I think anytime we get an event with a new Pokemon, like we talked about with the Rivals Week, I think that's great because it kind of gives you something to chase, especially since it evolves. It's an ongoing chase. You're going to want to get presumably 50 candies if it's like most of the other ones. We'll see. Other increased spawns, I think, actually do look pretty good. Like we joked about the Trubbish. It's fine, I guess. Get that shiny Trubbish. but the other increased spawns actually all look pretty good. Grimer, probably the least interesting just because we're going to have Taco Tuesday Spotlight Hour with Grimer this week. So having more like a week from now, not as necessary, but
Binacle.
still. Binacle, you think? Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm. Binacle.
The other increased spawns are Drillbur, which is really an underrated PvE Pokemon. Like that is a ground Pokemon that absolutely dishes out some damage. So why not get it one? And you can usually catch them really big too if you get some sunny weather, and evolve that straight into Excadrill with like real high CP. So go for it. And then Pharaoh Seed, which I've actually used in a couple of these Sylph tournaments and liked. Ferrothorn is like a really interesting, weird Pokemon. I like it. It's kind of tanky. Definitely keep it away from fire. But other than that, it's a fun Pokemon.
Yeah, and a pretty solid moveset on it too.
Yeah.
5 kegs are kind of meh, whatever. And then raids, we're gonna have Vileplume, Alolan Executor, Trubbish, Binacle, and more. And research
Yeah.
tasks are gonna be featuring Cottony, Chespin, which is kind of a miss on that one, and then Binacle as well.
I felt like when Gen 6 came out, I was seeing Chespin everywhere. I don't see him as much anymore.
I
I
haven't
don't know if
either.
they've dialed it down with like the season change, maybe, is what caused it. But those little hatted gopher Pokemon, I don't see them as much.
So some
Uh,
things that no, go ahead.
I was gonna say free T-shirt. Whoa, everyone loves a free T-shirt in the shop for Sustainability Week. So that's kind of hey, who doesn't like free Avatar clothes?
Yeah, and Niantic is putting out some real world sustainability action stuff. They're talking about organizing trash pickups. I mean, this is one of the like I think we did this in the spring of 2016. We did an event regarding Earth Day or some
Yeah.
such. Talking about adopting a new sustainability practice, riding a bike, planting a tree, planting a shrub, all of those things they think are really cool. And there's
So
also some. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, let's explain like how that works. So essentially, the way you get an count towards this, because we're doing a contest where, like, as a community, we can all participate in this and like earn or unlock rewards, and it's pretty straightforward the way you do it. You just need to send on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram a message, or use the hashtag sustainable with Niantic and tag at Niantic Labs. So make sure you do both those things. And that's how you do that. And then there's a bunch of different kind of things you can do to count towards that, right? So in broad categories, I don't know if they use this specific language, but you can take care of your community, adopt a new sustainability practice, or help out a local cause. So essentially, like, you can do some trash pickup, do some recycling essentially, or go volunteer, right? And you take a picture of yourself doing this thing, tag it with those things at Niantic Labs, and that counts towards a what they're calling activation. And we get enough of those, we get some rewards.
Yep. If we get 2,500 activations, 5-star raids are going to appear more often. If we double that, go up to 5,000, we're going to get a free raid pass with a free bundle with 3 remote raid passes.
Yes.
And we also get the tier 1 reward. And then double that, go to 10,000, we get 2 catch XP bonus plus the other stuff. So that's pretty cool.
I'm really excited about, because raid passes
It's really
are
doable.
yeah, I think it's definitely doable. It is really nice to have those remote raid passes for free. We've seen big, was it March? There was a time where I felt like we had a bundle and they were doing like one a week, and we were just getting a lot of free remote raid passes, and that dried up here in the last couple of weeks. I'm like, kind of miss that, like, let me get them remote raid passes.
Just got to get just a little bit out there.
So
Get you
getting
hooked.
3 of them is good, but I also think like this is a good cause. Like the stuff they're talking about, like volunteering and doing, is really nice and pretty easy. Something we should all be doing to celebrate this, this sustainability effort. And with it's a pretty cool thing. I've already kind of like looked at some of the different categories and thought like I could do this. Like I should actually do something and tag it. We even have a Twitter account, so we might as well get involved and do a little
Yeah,
something.
I was actually thinking about doing something at our local park.
Do a little trash pickup
Mhm.
for Sustainability Week. This is going to be also, I don't know if we said the dates, April 20th to the 25th. So it's, again, a fairly short event. It's not even going to last a week, but it's a nice little way to kind of, it further doubles down on Niantic's whole, let's make our game do good stuff also.
Yeah, very on brand. Nothing too cosmic, but some cool new Pokemon, some cool new features. So I'm looking forward to the event.
Yeah. You want to talk a little Pokemon Snap?
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for you.
How
You
excited are
gonna
you about
you gonna
Pokemon
buy
Snap?
Pokemon Snap the day it comes out?
You've already asked me this, Salt, and I told you I'm waiting for reviews. You
Okay.
always wait for reviews.
Yeah. So you're not going to. I will be shocked if you end up buying this game.
I probably will.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
think it's
buying
gonna be.
this
I think
game.
it's gonna be nice. I hope.
Not without seeing some pretty crazy gameplay
I
review
think this is
because
like the
it's gonna be
perfect Switch
so
game, though. So
boring.
Pokemon Snap, you're sitting there. It's a mobile game. You have it on your Switch, and you're just kind of chilling. Wife's watching something silly on TV, and I'm just sitting there playing the Switch, doing this. It's not super stressful or sweaty where I got to be locked in. I can just kind of casually go down a little track and take some pictures, and that sounds actually very relaxing. I really like this idea. I'm optimistic about this game, but put a pin in that. Put a pincer in that. Let's talk about the Pokemon event, which we had, I think, seen a little bit in the APK teardown. Now we're seeing it translate to the actual event. So April 29th to the May 2nd,
So
we're
this
going to
is
have
like
this.
right after Sustainability Week.
Yeah. So we're
A
basically
couple
going
days, yeah.
back to back. Well, back to inside to out in this, and it's a pretty small event. I think it's really
It's
maybe the
really small.
biggest headline is Shiny Smeargle is going to debut, which 100% lovely flavor on that. That's just like with the photobomb nature of this Pokemon and the snap quality of the game. That just is like well done. That is on point. I really like that a lot. It's a cool looking shiny.
Yeah, but
It's all
here's the thing:
gold.
like, Shiny Smeargle is going to be hard to get, and
Eh,
Shiny Smeargle is no longer going to appear after the event concludes.
damn, that's gonna make it a rare Pokemon.
Yeah. So, I mean, the 29th through the 2nd May, it says it's going to appear more often. So, I don't know how many times you're going to get a Smeargle to appear during this event, but,
Well, we
probably
do
max
know
that out.
that there's going to be more. They've already confirmed that there will be more Smeargle appearing than normal, so you
Yeah.
will get more spawns. But I don't think that's necessarily going to translate to greater odds per individual encounter, right? So it's probably going to be a pretty rare
That's,
Pokemon,
yeah.
which that's good. You want things to be rare, so you kind of have this little trope, and it's not something you need to have. It's not like I have to have it. It's a fun little collector's item, and if you want to go hard, take a bunch of pictures, then hey, you're going to get rewarded or not.
I was going to say, mathematically, probably not. In the wild, you're getting Lotad, Cacnea, Ducklet, and then in raids, kind of a super snooze fest, Vaporeon, Meganium, and Trapinch.
I don't know if Meganium isn't necessarily a snooze fest. I mean, your IVs aren't what you want, and you do need Frenzy Plant, but it's a staple in the good old fashioned.
Yeah, but
Well,
everything you just said made it irrelevant.
yeah. Well, the other thing that makes it irrelevant is the fact that we're going to have Friendship Day a week before this, where Chikorita, at least according to that infographic
Yeah, but
that they put
again,
on
the
there.
Magnanium's coming from this thing. Or okay, if you get one,
But so
you
what I was
can
thinking
maybe
is,
trade it and then use an Elite TM on it.
yeah. But I'm
Not
saying
doing
like if
that.
you're starting now and you want a Meganium, good luck, right? There's just not Chikorita out and about. This would be, an opportunity to get a fully evolved one. That's really cool. But because you're going to have a chance at all the Chikorita a week before, this does take some of the wind out of the sails. And for those other reasons with the Elite Team and the IVs being wrong. Trapinch is cool. Again, it's not a Pokemon you have readily access to, so I like that. They're not all world beaters. When is Tier 3 really a world beater? I like the idea that we're going to get Lotad specifically, though. That's a cool shiny. It's odd, to say the least. But Ludicolo's gotten some love with Grass Storm recently, or is it Leaf Storm? And that's kind of a little bit of a shakeup for that weirdo Pokemon. So it's good, get some weird spawns in there. I like it. Overall, it's a pretty small event, and that's probably fine by me. We don't need the spawns shaken up too much because there's now more and more Gen 6 Pokemon that I'm interested in catching.
You want to predict what the next community day is going to be?
So we just had Snivy. What do you think?
Okay, what I want it to be is Gibble, but I just have no faith
Always
in community
Gibble.
day.
Just mash the Gibble button.
I'm just saying, but don't they? Isn't that the right answer?
Yes, it objectively.
In May, where the weather's beautiful, that is objectively the good thing to do. But it'll probably be Audino or something else nobody wants.
I think Gibble is the right choice, just because that's a couple of generations ago at this point, right? Remember, that's a Gen 4 Pokemon, right? That's the Pseudo Dragon Legendary Form. Gen 4, not Gen 5. That's Axew, not Gen 6. That's I don't even know. So I think it's high time to have that happen. If you look at like where Dratini stacked up in terms of Community Day relative to its release at the very beginning of the game, we're well past that. So that feels right. And we've already talked about it, but it would be a great shot in the arm for Community Day, especially considering all the shot in the arms
I'm
we're
going to say
getting.
Shinx is my actual guess.
Shinx is, I think I'd guess that one for April back in the day. So that's a really good guess. Though I will say we're seeing a lot of Shinx in raids right now. So it kind of makes me think they're banking on trying
Your
to pull in
logic,
the
it doesn't
shiny
make
hunt.
it. I was going to say your logic doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does. Because if they want to save Shinx for the shiny hunt in raids, they don't want to be giving everyone a Shinx. They must think, oh, people are spending raid passes on Shinx, so let's not take that away, right? So they're invested to some degree there in the shiny hunt.
It's not a timber. I doubt their metrics are showing them that a lot of people are doing Shinx raids.
I mean, they picked that Pokemon over the other hundreds of Pokemon for a reason. What could it be? You said Shinx. I'll say Clink. Actually, that would be hilarious. I'm going to say Magnemite. I think Magnemite
I would be down for a Magnemite day.
Magnemite would be interesting because I think it's good. It's got PvP relevance. The shiny is cool, at least in the under form. It gets weird when it evolves, but that's a Kanto classic. We've obviously a strong tendency to pick Kanto Pokemon for Community Day, and I think it would kind of make people happy. Just getting the Steel Pokemon would make me happy at this point for my Mew research. I'd feel really good about that one. So
I'd be
I'm
down.
going to say Magnemite.
Okay, you ready to talk a little Mon that got away?
Just play. Do you have that sad piano music for me?
No, I just have the trombone now.
What was your Mon that got away? I didn't write down the shout out. I got to go find it real quick.
Oh, my Mon that got away was I did not get enough. I got close on Clauncher, but I did not get enough to evolve it. I think I'm stuck in the low. Yeah, I'm in the low 40s on Candy, and I really thought I was going to be able to do it before this week. We're going to do the Callus Countdown, that's for sure. And I thought I'd have enough for that, but I did not.
I remember the catch of the week now. So,
You mean Mon that got away?
Rosamund shared.
You mean
on
Mon that got away, right?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I meant Mon that got away. Shared on Twitter. It's one of those screenshots that kind of freaks you out. Here, I'll show you. Just that in the top slot, a Gabite just hanging out in the grass, not tied to a Pokestop, just out in the wild. And I can't tell you how bad that would hurt. Now I've got plenty of.
Don't you remember the day I left the podcast to go do that?
Oh yeah, the wild Gabite. Oh yeah, I remember. Actually, it's a weird story. The day Chimchar came out, I saw it, and there was like a wild Tyranitar, and I didn't even notice it. I tweeted out the screenshot, and people were like, "Do you see the Tyranitar in that?" I was like, "No." Didn't matter at that point because I played a Tyranitar. I have enough Gabite or Gibble candy to evolve, and have like a fully powered up, not fully powered up, but fully evolved Garchomp or whatever. But if I saw a Gabite, I'd still be crapping my pants and want to get it real bad because that's still a very rare Pokemon. So I felt really bad. It's just it's a feels bad when you can't get that Pokemon. It's not tied to a stop. You're just running around in circles being like, where are you, Gabite?
Oh, we should
That's rough.
definitely lucky trade shiny Gibbles.
Yeah, we should. But I don't have a shiny Gibble, so.
Oh, what?
Where did you get a shiny Gibble?
I have one.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
well, trade that to me, buddy. I want that.
We
need to get lucky trades back up.
Yeah, if we get a community day going, maybe we can in May we can get that done. What was your Mon that got away?
My Mon that got away, I think it was the same as yours. I didn't see as much Skrelp as I wanted to see. I've only caught, I think,
Skrelp.
Skrelp. And it's fine. I guess that's okay, but it's a really short event. Most of it happened during the week, so I was like on pretty. I have to be careful because if Walls listens to this, she'll hit me. Long-term dad duty this weekend because she was out working doing photo shoots for her job, and so I was watching.
To be clear,
my children.
everyone, Walls takes the photos.
No, she's a beautiful. No, I was going to say weird stuff, and I'm not going to do that. Smart choice. I was just watching my kids, and I feel like
it's rare that something actually hits the filter.
I know, it's pretty impressive that I actually can filter stuff. I was going to say, I watched my own kids for like half a day, and I feel like I deserve a medal, which I know is stupid. But anyway, I couldn't go out playing Pokemon yesterday, so and I couldn't do it during the week because I had to do my job. But today I got out. We'll talk about that probably during Catch the Week here in a second. But a couple of dedicated Pokemon sessions, and I only got like 3 Skrelp, and that's not enough for me. I was kind of bummed out. I didn't get enough to evolve, so that's my mon that got away.
It is kind of a bummer.
I hope
You
they
wanna-
stick around after this event. Like, rare, I suppose, but it would kind of suck if it went the way of Swaddle, where it's just like gone from the
Bye.
earth. Just like
Bye
not
now.
seeing it. Bye. You want to do Catch the Week?
Yeah,
Before we
let's
get into our
cheer
big
ourselves
story?
up. Yeah, Catch the Week. We got to give a shout out to Neil, who got back-to-back shiny toaster cats.
Which, what are the
Pretty
odds of
impressive.
that?
That's pretty impressive.
That's crazy. That's not a community day situation. That is just wild.
Oh my god! Did we have a community day for
We
Electabuzz?
sure did.
God, they.
And then we had one from Magmar.
I was gonna say, man, Niantic, you must hate community day.
Like, let's just get rid of this. I wasn't mad about that one. What was the worst community day? I feel like we just need to pile on now. The worst one? People seem to be definitely the maddest at Rosalia.
Yeah,
That
one
one
was
seemed
probably
to
the
trigger
worst one.
people the hardest, but I don't think that was the worst. I think Magmar was the worst one because it touches Magby.
checks.
Oh yeah, I also have to give a special shout out. Where is Unbreakable?
Oh, what about
Can't find her.
Unbreakable?
I'm gonna.
It's a miracle.
Yep, Unbreakable for reasons known only to her has powered up a shiny Magby to level 50. That's a 96% IVer, and she's actually taken it into the Great League to do stuff with it, and I just don't know why. I don't know why she's doing this. I think it's part of the level up thing where you got to get a Pokemon maxed out to 50. Why she chose this one, I do not know. I'm just an odd choice, but it's such a troll move that I have to respect it. I gotta give that up.
It's a lot of
My-
investment.
My catch of the week was I did actually get to tear away a little bit this week to today to go take advantage of the Double Stardust event. I went up to this really nice little area we got, Vintage Park, walked around, got a little coffee, had a beer and some hummus, and just kind of took an hour and a half.
Did you have all
couple of
3 of those things
Starpies.
at once?
Yeah, no, that would be terrible. No, the beer and the hummus, then came the coffee. I really appreciated just like getting out, enjoying the cool weather. It's actually a lovely 60 degrees here right now. It's not crazy hot.
Ooh. In
Scooped
April
up a bunch of
in
Stardust.
Houston?
I know, right? Got a good bit of that, and yeah, it was just a nice little Gnar time to go and explore and catch some Pokemon. So I appreciated that.
That is nice. That's quite
Yeah.
nice.
I was at one restaurant, and I was sitting outside, and like just nobody came. You know, like the server didn't come, so I like walked inside and was like, "Hey, like we ordered at the bar. Like, what's the deal?" And they're like, "Oh, we'll send somebody out." And I go sit down for like another 5 minutes, and there was a Skrelp and a Clauncher at a stop, you know, like 100 yards away. I'm like, I just pieced out, went to go catch this Pokemon. And I was like, "Should I go back?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'll just go somewhere else.
It's too late now.
It's too late.
We're
I can't go
committed.
back. That'd be weird."
Yeah. My catch of the week was I had a 10K egg in the hopper and I hatched a Weebat.
Ooh, no,
Yeah.
Weebat.
First one on that, yeah.
Wee.
And
Oh, is
I
that your
got-
first one?
Yeah, I got a butt ton of candy for it too.
That is nice. That is real
Weebat.
nice.
Yeah, I got 29 candy and 6 XL candy.
Ooh, take that every time.
Yeah, but why does it need 400?
I don't know. What's the plan for that Pokemon? It's not like Magikarp. Like, remember when Magikarp or even Altaria
Yeah.
that came out with Gen 3, like it was a lot, but you were consistently seeing them. This is not that. These are
Yeah.
rare spawns. I've only seen one in the wild. You can hatch them at a slow clip even. They must have something planned for this. I don't know. Maybe Weebat April Community Day. Probably not.
May
but
Community Day.
I'd be real cool with that. Ooh, Salt. You want to do a little Callus countdown before we roll into the main story?
It's the Gallows Countdown.
I have so many things I need to evolve. I'm really embarrassed. I'm at 18.
Oh, just gonna. I guess it's unfair. There's one Pokemon I need to evolve, but
Too
I
bad,
won't.
Salt. It is right now. What do you got?
18.
Ah, darn it. Yeah, I've got my Froakie family that I need to evolve. Probably a couple other ones that I need to evolve. So it is what it is. It's fine. It's fine.
Yep. I'm only
But-
missing like a couple.
I need to get on that so we can evolve more things. Okay. You ready to dive into our main story?
What is our main story?
Our main story. Oh, God. It's the remix situation, Salt. I felt like I was walking right into that. Is it the remix cup? What are we calling this? You're just gonna keep hitting that.
Yeah, I am.
It's just I'm glad that it makes you happy. It's called the Remix League. We got to call it the Great League Remix League. So if you don't remember what this is, right now you can go to GBL and you can do regular old Great League, or you can do the Remix Great League, where the top 10 Pokemon from the first round of Great League are banned. So to revisit that really quickly, the banned Pokemon, you can't use them. Venusaur, both flavors of Raichu, both flavors of Marowak, Azumarill, Umbreon, Skarmory, Swampert, Galvantula, both flavors of Stunfisk, and Talonflame. A lot of pretty obvious ones on there, maybe a few that are not so obvious. And the idea generally, obviously, for this being, let's remix, let's shake up the meta. And so we're here to visit. How do you feel about this cup, and what can people do to kind of give themselves an advantage in this
I
shook
would
up
honestly,
meta?
I'd have been in favor of banning the top 20 just to see what that looks like.
I
But there
well
comes a point where you don't want to ban every Pokemon somebody's powered up because that does feel bad.
I
That
but I
starts to
am
feels
not.
bad.
I'm not sure it is though. I was talking to people in the meta channel on the Discord, and that was the most common take I think people had, because if you start to look, and we'll go
Granted,
over,
though, but the people that are in the Pokemon Go Radio meta Discord
yeah,
are probably not too casual.
they're definitely not casual. They're all much better at PvP than me. But I think, if you're thinking, okay, that's, elitist nonsense, that's bad for the game, then let me hit you with this list real quick, because I think you'll say, oh, actually, did things change exactly? Because according to PvP Poke, the top 10 best Pokemon for the Remix Cup, or the Remix League, I should say. We'll talk about these individually. Metacham, Bastiodon, Registeel, Deoxys Defense Form, Altaria, Wobbuffet with a lot of XL, Cresselia, Machamp, Alola Ninetales, and did I say Bastiodon?
Yeah,
Regular
it's just a different
Bastiodon
moveset for Bastiodon.
with a different moveset. So,
No, it's not. It's the same
it's
one.
just XL. It's just
Oh,
XL versus not XL.
yeah.
That list, when you look at that, doesn't feel very remixy, does it? Those are a lot of old standbys in there.
It
I'm gonna have to put
really
a
is.
count on this.
The fact that Altaria and Bastiodon are still in here.
Defense Form Deoxys and Registeel also.
Yeah, I mean Registeel has definitely fallen out of favor
Yeah, since the nerfs.
since the nerfs, but yeah, that's quite the list.
So we'll talk about that. I think if I had to give a note on that, and that was something they did share in the Discord, was I think we could have done a lot more than top 10. If the goal is to remix the meta, I think we've only scratched the surface
Sorry.
with that. Please don't. I think that is more painful than going up against Defense Form Deoxys for the 50 millionth time. I think that we do need to take it down more, because I wanted to use more random Pokemon, and it's okay if I have to power up new Pokemon for this cup, because the other Great League is right there next to it. So if it's a bust, people don't like it, or for whatever reason it's not your cup of tea, just go play in the normal one. Let us get weird over here. I think 20 is not enough. I think like 50. I think it needs to get weird. Like, I want to be taking like Magnetic and your Scorpede or whatever up in here and just seeing Pokemon where I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Our two PvP optics,
What?
Scolipede
Is that
and
a
Magnetic.
Digimon? What is this?
Yeah.
Just weird stuff in there. Oh man. But that is besides the point. We're here to help people get good, Salt. We're gonna speaking of which, should we plug
We'll talk about it at the end, but yeah, we can talk about it now too.
Okay, well, speaking of getting good, we're going to be
Good.
on Astro Zombies podcast tomorrow, and we're recording tomorrow in their PvP focus. So I don't know what we'll add to the conversation. I guess dumb jokes and remix clips. But yeah, we're going to record that tomorrow, and that'll be out a little bit later. So
it's going to be
we're
our
really
first
excited.
appearance on BTW, so we are quite excited.
I'm really excited about that. So let's talk about these Pokemons and what people can use. Let's talk about the top 10, and then let's go recommend a couple of teams that are courtesy of Pokemon Go Hub, because sometimes I feel like with these limited time events, sometimes you just want people to tell you what's good. So you can just be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to invest the Stardust and not feel like a dummy. So this list helped me, and maybe it'll help you.
You got to think not only about Pokemon that are remaining, but also this Pokemon this list, these bands lend themselves to some natural Pokemon coming to the top. So naturally, the counters to those Pokemon
Mm,
also go up in value. So the fact that Bastiodon is now highly present in the meta, well, that just means Pokemon like Medicham and Vigoroth are now going up in value. Pokemon with fighting moves,
yep,
specifically as a Bastiodon counter. So that's really
exactly.
interesting.
That makes sense. Let's hit the top 10 real quick. We already talked about them, but if there's just any notes you have here, I think that are interesting. Metacham with counter, Ice Punch, and Psychic. That's just doing a lot of work for you. That is a powerful Pokemon that is useful in a lot of situations. One of the things I think with these kind of like open-ish metas or new metas, versatility can really be a powerful weapon. Though even in the last like at the beginning it was a little bit of the Wild West in the remix league. Now I think it is starting to consolidate down to like a smaller and smaller number of Pokemon. So versatility might not be as important, and you might want to do like Salt said and be like, what are people using, and let me plan my counters around that. So like your Vigoroth or whatever would be an
Yeah,
example.
but specifically with Medicham, one because it has counter, which is just great. But Ice Punch gives it great coverage. Gets especially like your Altarias and honestly like the other flyers that maybe aren't on this list, but people might be bringing. Noctowl is actually a fairly common pick as well. Ice Punch gives uh, Metacham a fantastic ability to get some coverage against a type that normally it's just going to be an automatic loss. So at least you can pressure a shield before you go out, or maybe even sneak a like a closer shot on something like an Altaria. But I also like that Metacham can take down other fighters,
Yeah,
specifically with Psychic as well.
that's powerful. Bastion, you mentioned that one. It's interesting. I've used Bastion before. I like it, but it is a real gut punch whenever you go up against a fighting Pokemon because it just between the Rock and Steel type just gets deleted, and you don't even have a situation where you can like pressure a
Oh, yeah,
shield
you're
or
not getting a shield off either.
yeah. Well, not just because you're dying so
It
incredibly
just does
fast.
not
That is
generate energy.
yeah, you're just not going to generate energy, especially trying to get to like a Stone Edge or a Flamethrower, with Smackdown being just the no question fast attack that you're going to want to have there. You're just not getting to it. It's not quite as bad as like a Charmer, but you're not getting to that anytime soon. So it's a tanky Pokemon, but if you come correct towards Bastion, you don't have it. And with the presence of fighting Pokemon, that is probably something at this point I would not recommend. Just me. I'm not the world's smartest at PvP, but I'd probably say leave your Basti, especially if you haven't invested the insane amount of Stardust it takes to unlock a secondary charge move and power one of those things up. I'd probably just say don't do it. Don't do
I'll
it for
check it
this one.
out. I might be bringing my
If you
Basti.
got it, test it. But I'm
Yeah, I was
saying
gonna
probably
say.
don't invest. Another thing that
Um,
pops out and makes my heart happy on this, my beloved Altaria sitting there at number 5, just beautiful with your Dragon Breath, Sky Attack, Dragon Pulse. That's I've already got that kitted out. It's my leadoff Pokemon from all the time in Great League. I'm happy to see that. There are plenty of counters, I guess, between like Rock Slides flying out of Deoxys and Machamp, but still, I find Altaria does work pretty consistently. It is a tank of a Pokemon still.
yeah.
Love that Pokemon.
Speaking of tanks, they have Wobbuffet listed here, and
So
I
random.
just did not see it coming.
Yeah.
But
Well,
a purified XL Wobbuffet is what they're recommending, is what GoHub is recommending, with counter and return plus mirror coat. And it is. Do you know how much stamina this Pokemon is rolling to the table with?
like numerically, like literally how much stamina does it have? I do
Yeah,
not know.
382.
That's awesome.
It's
That's
just a nightmare.
that's
Like,
like
what's hurting
double
this?
that's double good stamina. Like whatever a good stamina
Yeah,
stat
like
is,
the
you
legendary
multiply.
birds rolled in with like 180 or something.
That's dumb. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is a tanky Pokemon. And then with counter, that's you're not getting stab off of that, but that's an energy generating move. You could be quite
but yeah,
trolly.
but I mean, counter is just a beefy move, and unless you've
Yeah.
got resistance to it, you're just gonna be hitting stuff.
Well, I suspect like by the time you take like the 5th return to the face, you might think I'm gonna throw up a shield. Like eventually you're just gonna feel that pressure, and Wobbuffet could be fun for that. I don't envy. I haven't read the numbers, but I suspect Purified XL, powered up all that way with the Wobbuffet, that's gonna be probably quite a bit of candy. Maybe you're lucky. You can't go Purified this way, but if you have a Why Not, you can get that baby bonus to unlock the secondary charge move. That's probably the only way I'd do it, just because Not sure I want to invest that kind of Stardust in such a derpy Pokemon, but it is what it is. I really am. I don't have an Alolan Ninetales ready to go, but I really like that
Oh,
Pokemon.
Joltik. Hey, little Joltik.
Maybe just because I like the way Alolan Ninetales looks, but I
It's
might experiment with
fabulous.
that. It's such a fabulous Pokemon. Powdered Snow, Weather Ball Ice, and Dazzling Gleam for this Fairy Fox. I like that a lot. I think I might experiment with that. It comes up on some of these recommended teams. So if you're struggling to put a team together, I think these lists that GoHub has put out, we'll share them really quickly. You can go
And
check
if
them
you
out.
don't end up using one of these lists, it's kind of nice to see what other people are thinking about as
Well,
far
I
as
was looking
grouping.
at this list, and I think like when did this article come out? Because I think it came out at the beginning. Yeah, April 14th. So we're a few days past that now, and I think the meta has like I wouldn't say it's moved on for this. Like I think these are all 5 good teams, but I don't think I'm seeing these Pokemon out of other people quite as much as maybe I did at the beginning.
Have you been doing the Great League remix quite a bit?
Bit yeah, I like it.
Nice. Well, the team number 1 that they recommend, Alolan Ninetales as your lead, safe swap with Wigglytuff, and then close with a Scrafty.
Scraft. I
It's
like
pretty
that.
cool. I like that.
Scrafty as a closer is
It's Charm Hole.
interesting.
It's what that is.
Yeah, it definitely is. You just charm everything. Though I think they're recommending Powdered Snow for Alolan Ninetales.
Oh, okay.
The That'll get you pretty good. I mean, a lot of good stuff happening with there. You can kind of fight back on the fair with Dazzling Gleam. Wigglytuff is surprisingly tanky. Maybe it shouldn't be, considering it's like a marshmallow shape, but I like that team. That's a good team. This one, Team 2, I still don't have a Meganium, but they're talking about leading off with Bastion, which that is leading with your chin right there, folks. That is a scary lead, at least to me. But you do have Meganium as a safe swap in Altaria to close. So you kind of have some fighting coverage there on the back
Well,
end.
yeah, and the nice thing too is if they swap in, like basically the cool thing with Bastiodon is if they don't lead with the fighter, they're probably going to swap into it, and then you just swap into your Altaria,
Yeah.
and now you're just murking stuff.
And you're just going to be able to generate energy because they're, well, I mean, if they have Metacham, you're going to be in trouble because they'll be firing off ice punches faster than you can fire off sky attacks. So that's kind of scary. But, you know, you can only do so much. With that, not having poison on Meganium is poison typing on Meganium makes it a little bit less scary to face a Metacham in that situation. Though again, Ice Punch is kind of a problem. This team does not like Metacham. I'd probably, now that I'm kind of talking out Team 2 here, I'd probably stay away from this team just because Metacham will murder all 3 of these Pokemon, and there's a lot of teams running Metacham right now, so probably not that
Number
one.
3, we got Deoxys, we got Heavy Spaghetti, and then for your safe swap, Alolan Ninetales, and then close with a Abomasnow. My boy Abomasnow been getting a lot of love in the Great League.
It's a good Pokemon. It just does interesting stuff. Having grass and ice moves is nice. There's just
And spammy.
yeah,
It's real
pretty
spammy.
It's got the weather ball, or is it energy ball for the
Energy
grass
Ball and
move?
Weather Ball.
Yeah, so all the balls, 2 balls swinging
2
right
balls
at you.
swinging at you.
It's going to be painful. But Deoxys Defense, I think, is a really interesting lead just because it is a Pokemon that can take some hits. You don't feel so bad not shielding immediately because it can usually survive a good little bit. And then it's got pretty good coverage with stuff like Rock Slide, you know, hitting a lot of stuff. So I like that. I don't have, unfortunately, Defense Deoxys ready to go, so I'll not be sticking on this team. But I think that is my favorite team so far. I think Team 4 is really interesting because I have all of these powered up. Wigglytuff to lead off, which I think is good. You got the charms going. You got Toxicroak and then Wishcash to close. Wishcash is an amazing Pokemon, especially to close with, just because you can fire out those charge moves so fast and really just absolutely punish. As long as you're staying away from grass, Wishcash, good old Mud Boy.
But even
we
then,
love
though,
him.
because people will swap in, no shields left, you just hit him with the Blizzard, and it's it.
That's
it's
it.
like,
You're just like, oops, you forgot.
I know if you could, if you would have just, if I would have let you just sit here and razor leaf me, I'd have died. But Blizzard,
But Blizzard, though Abomasnow, though I don't think that doesn't give you any defense. So yeah, Wishcash is powerful. That Blizzard gets me every time. Then with Swampert being out of this meta, I think that is clearly the Mud Boy to go with. So that's a good team. I might just sneak in with that. Toxicroak's also sneaky good. Like having that fighting in there is kind of a backdoor way to do it, but definitely don't want to take a psychic from Metacham. I'm really just going through this list. I found that I'm like scarred by Metacham. Every team I look at and go, but what would Metacham do? That would be
rip
bad.
through it like
Rip through
wet
all of it.
paper.
Yeah.
And then the last team GoHub recommends, we've got the lead Registeel, and then your safe swap Heavy Spaghetti, and then close with Altaria.
This is like an old school team number
I was
5.
gonna say,
This is like
I fought
March
I fought this a couple times.
2019. Like, let's fight. This is definitely a team I've seen a lot of. I like this team though, in a kind of a open or unknown meta, just because everyone is a tank. You know, like every single Pokemon, it's like you might take them down, but you are going to be here for a minute. This is we're in here for the
Yeah,
long haul.
you're gonna invest.
We're hitting
some
that
time.
timer with
Yeah.
this team. You better have some super effective damage because everybody's a tank in team number 5. Tanks all the way.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, I'm excited. I'm gonna get
Tanks
in
for
this
coming.
afternoon, try and get a couple matches in, couple rounds in. I think I'm not sure who I'm gonna roll with, but I bet I'm probably gonna spend a stupid amount of Stardust on my Metacham.
Probably. You don't have one ready?
I mean, I'm not XL ready.
No, I don't have one XL ready either. But what am I doing on that? I probably should just go ahead and pull the trigger on that. But
Get
this
the
would be
number 4
time.
best one, and probably just gonna go ahead and power.
Yeah, I mean, what are you saving it
power
for?
it up. Yeah.
Why be
Well,
best
I'm also
buddies when
sitting
you
on
could have some
2.6
candy?
million Stardust too. So
I think it's time, Salt. I think it's time. It's really just an XL.
I went
candy
below
question.
2.5 million. I was like, ugh.
Oh my god, that's terrifying, Salt. What is the world come to? You got some questions for me?
I do. The Twitter is alight with questions. So let me get to them real quick.
While you're doing that, let me just plug a couple things. We already talked about podcasts that we're recording tomorrow with Astro Zombie, and we just recorded yesterday. We're doing like a trifecta of podcast recording, Salt, because we got that tomorrow, we got this today, and yesterday we sat down with Scott, aka Invisible Moose, and recorded our D&D bonus episode. We talked. I mean, we could have talked a lot longer, but we talked, I think, for like an hour, 20 minutes just about D&D in general and the things we liked about it. From Scott, who's been playing for years and years and years, for us who are total novices when it comes to D&D, we're like one game in, and it was a really interesting conversation to talk about what we liked about it, what our impressions were, like how we interacted with it. And then for a lot of people, I think, that are nerdy but have never played D&D directly, it's surprising how familiar so many of those things are. It's, you watch it and it's, I kind of like it, like to like when you sit down and watch This Is Spinal Tap, so many things about it are familiar. It almost is like an odd feeling. You're like, I've seen this before. And that's how it is playing Dungeons and Dragons, because so much is derived from the granddaddy. It was a really good conversation. I'm very excited to keep playing D&D, and we'll be putting that podcast out here in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, it was nice. I like it.
I'm glad. Let's start with Clevehelm says, does Scrub also look like an escaped Disney sidekick to you?
Oh my god, yeah. If that thing was floating around Ursula the Sea Witch, I would not bat an eye. I'd be like, yeah, that
It's
checks
like
out.
Ursula's Iago.
Or Ursula's evil Sebastian.
Yeah, it checks. Joshua says, have you guys seen AP Bio? Can't recommend it enough.
I've heard really good things. I love Patton Oswalt. What's that one guy from Always Sunny that's in
I
it
know,
too?
not McElhenney. I'll think of it in a minute.
Yeah, he's really funny. I think it's one of those shows where I'm really glad it didn't get canceled, because it looks like something that could get canceled. But you know, when you put funny people on TV and just kind of let them do their thing, it usually works out pretty well. So I'm actually currently watching Superstore. Oh my
Glenn
god,
Howerton.
that show is, what was his name?
Glenn Howerton.
That's right. Yeah. I'm watching Superstore. That show is funny, man. I like, it's rare to watch something that's laugh out loud funny, but I'm like halfway through season 2 and I have busted out a couple of times, because that is a funny show.
Yeah, it is.
But I'll check out AP Bio. Good recommendation.
Rock Eddie says, can you tell Niantic to hurry up and fix the rocket bug? Because he's stuck at level 44, and yep.
Ooh, I didn't even
That does
think
suck.
about all the people at 44.
Yeah.
That sucks. Oh, that sucks bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
they got to do something about that. I know we're like hammering on it at the top of the show and the end of the show or whatever, but that is not good. They need to get that going. That is a missed. I'm surprised. I don't think people are complaining just to complain. I think that's a real, actual miss. Like, people miss it.
So, Chinchilla the Man says, Salt, watch the first episode of Invincible on
hold on.
Amazon.
That is a great name.
It is a fantastic name.
I love chinchillas.
Watch the first episode on Amazon without
Their meat is
context and
delicious.
give us your reaction. I already saw the first episode, but I also knew that the thing was going to happen.
I didn't think it was happening episode 1.
I didn't think it was going to happen in episode 1, but I like
Yeah, you know it's coming.
yeah, exactly. I already
But the
knew that
way they did it even still was such a
it
good
was
setup.
significantly different from the comic book. It
I
was
think that the fact that they invested so much in the setup and then did it, and you're just like, oh no,
yeah.
it's
I mean, it
wild.
was very well done. But yes,
Yeah.
I did not get the surprise twist that maybe you were
Not
looking for
for children. Invincible, great show, not for kids.
at
Please don't do that.
all. Good
It's
lord.
quite violent.
Pidgey Grabba says, "Quit grabbing them Pidgeys." And when am I going to hit best friends with Nar? Well, he doesn't know how to open presents.
Nope,
So,
disagree. I opened one of Pidgey's gifts today. I'm on it.
Gracie says, "Meanest looking Pokemon, funniest looking Pokemon."
I think Snubble is the meanest looking Pokemon.
So I think he's the funniest looking Pokemon.
That's interesting. Maybe
Meanest
that's why
looking
he's so
Pokemon
mean.
is Sharpedo.
No. That's mean, but Sharpedo's going to eat you. That's what sharks do, Salt. That's their nature. You can't get mad at that. Snubble is just a catty little bee. You know, he's
I know
just gonna
that's
be down
the reason
there.
why I like Snubble so much is because Peppa thinks her dog is like a Growlithe,
No.
but it's a Snubble. It's
a
so
Snubble.
clearly he's just such a little Snubble.
Snubble's gonna sit there and just tear you down. It's gonna be in the backseat complaining. Snubble's mean.
Yeah, and then when you yell at Snubble, Snubble's like, "What?" And then it pretends to be the victim.
It's gonna make you feel
Snubble.
bad. Gaslighting little bastard. I don't like Snubble. What was the other funniest looking?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe it's just recency bias, but Therian Thunderous with its little tiny baby legs. Someone clipped Deadpool 2 with the little baby legs, and I can't get that out of my mind now. It looks like that hardcore. Just, you can't be like the god of thunder and have little baby legs. It's like, don't skip leg day,
No,
Thunderous.
it's Alolan Executor. That is the funniest looking Pokemon.
That one might also be equally terrifying, though. Like when it's dipping birds, you know, and it's like, oh, hi, guys. You're just like, no, I don't.
So scary.
Being a dragon, also. Eat your face.
Frosty Cold says, "What tags do you use?" I use Power Up for Pokemon, so I want to power up, and Frustration.
Frustration's actually a really, really good one to use. I should do that one because when those rocket events come around, you don't want to be like, did I get all of them? You don't want to forget because those are months in between. Frustration's really good. My ones that I use most frequently are for the different leagues. You know, you want to tag those, have your stables. I probably should do some of the other ones like Remix and Baby, or what was it called, Little Cup or whatever. Have that. But the one I use on a daily basis is Transfer. Got to tag those for the double transfer candy events on the spotlight hours, just to have those all ready to go. So every time I catch one, I just tag it right there.
Yeah, I use the same, but I also have a trade one specifically for Pokemon that there's no real purpose to them other than you want to trade them. Things that, it's nice to get the candy for, as well as you want to re-roll them with somebody with some IVs where it might matter. So like Nar and I did a big bunch of those. I just tagged Galarian Stunfisk that I hatched the other day. It's got 80-something% IVs, but hopefully when we trade it, we can get it to be good PvP IVs.
Yeah, I like that. I respect that. That's a good one to use.
Okay, let's see here. Randy Hay says, name off some in-game goals you have.
Level up. I think I need to get them levels up.
Yeah.
Beating you in the Kalos countdown is my raison d'etre.
One shiny of every Pokemon.
I think that's...
I'm not uninstalling this game until I get that.
I want that. I think that's a really big one. And then I wish I could get it, but it's so out of my hands. Completing each generation is like a big deal to me. And the fact that I can't is kind of annoying a little bit. Like, it felt really good to catch all 151. It felt really good to close the book on Johto at 100. And haven't gotten that chance since. So I would like to do that at some point. That's a big goal to me.
We'll just finish with El Barto asks, the prophecy states, I must ask you your favorite Strixhaven card.
Oh, yeah, that's true for Magic the Gathering. What is... there's no question, actually. My favorite Strixhaven card, we'll not spend too much time on this, is Blade Historian. Absolutely busted card. Just the dumbest stuff I'm doing with Winota. It's one of those cards where I think people are going to key onto it a little bit, and they're going to be like, oh, that's like a better Tor brand. That is dumb. It's a dumb card, given everything double strike. It's mean. I love it. What about you?
My favorite card is Harness Infinity, the Witherbloom Golgari card that lets you switch your hand in your graveyard.
Yeah, delete everything and then switch your
Yeah,
switch your hand.
I think that I'm gonna be able to do some busted stuff with that
I
card.
feel like with those cards, kind of like with that Emergent Ultimatum and other stuff like that, they should just be like, you lose, just stop. There
Yeah.
should just be cards where you're just
But
like,
that's the thing. Like nobody played Emergent Ultimatum before last February or before
But
this
it was
February.
good. It was good. It was.
Yeah, it's
it
always
probably,
been good.
That's the interesting thing about like this meta or any game with the meta, like Pokemon Go, Magic, whatever. Sometimes you think, obviously, whatever the best people are using is the best, and that's why they're using it. But then sometimes things change because the reactions to other things. But I think people do miss stuff. I really do think there's space to find new opportunities and to try things differently, because not only could you get a little bit of like market inefficiency advantage just by being the one person that's like has the counter preloaded, but sometimes with that stuff, you're like, Emergent Ultimatum was too good to just be on the shelf. And
Yeah,
there's
it
some
was
Pokemon
always good.
that are probably too
stupid
good
card.
to be on the shelf. So don't be afraid to try some janky Pokemon or some janky decks. Do you have fun with it?
Well, that's the whole show.
Yeah, a whole show. Big thank you to everyone that follows us on Twitter. You can follow us at Pokemon Go _radio, or Facebook if you are 65 and up at Pokemon Go Radio. Or if you just want to see what like my racist aunt is saying, like you can definitely check us out there on Facebook. I stay for the
not in the Facebook, not in the Pokemon Go Radio group.
No,
just
I don't let her in there. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And then you can also check us out on YouTube, where if you just look at the Pokemon Go Radio channel, you'll notice we have videos that come out every single week. I'm on that. I'm
So
on
it's
that game.
Hold on, check this thing out. Look at this.
Is it a baby?
It's a baby. Jack, say something. Growlithe. Roar. Roar.
He just looks very scared. Hello, Jack.
Roar.
Jack.
Should he be happy?
He's always concerned.
He smiles. This is like the smilingest baby.
He just doesn't
This
like
is
my
Jack.
face.
Yeah, he's upset with your face. Here, take this boy. Take my child.
We have the show that comes out on YouTube. Yeah, it comes out every Monday night. So if you guys want to watch the show, we really appreciate it. You can subscribe. Even if you don't want to watch the whole thing, just go over and hit the like button. Appreciate that.
Yeah, do it.
Oh, and you get to see the fun visual gags, like me putting a clown wig on Nar and the min effort banner.
If 10% of the total people that listen to this podcast start watching the YouTube video, Salt, then you get a raise. Yeah, I'm going to double your pay.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Divide by 0. That's another Strixhaven.
Oh, we
card.
also might cut up the main news stories and stuff for little videos too as well.
Whatever, however much work you want to put into that. Though I
We'll
will
see.
say, maybe dial it back. You're about to have a baby in like a
I know.
month. You better be careful what you sign
I'm
up
committed to doing the episode on YouTube. That's the only thing. Everything beyond that is a bonus. Speaking of bonuses, the Dungeons and Dragons podcast we did with Scott actually will be coming to both YouTube and audio format. Look for that to drop on the Patreon, and then the next week that'll probably drop on the regular feed too.
for.
So we'll let everybody in the Discord know, and you guys will have access to both those. And then, as we mentioned in that podcast, we actually recorded our first session. We're going to look to try to do something with that. Keep in mind, it's like a 5-hour game. I'm trying to look at that, edit that down, but we'll hopefully be able to let you guys be able to watch that as well.
If you
But we'll
just
definitely
wanna
put the
see
bonus podcast up first.
Salt get very committed to a character, you can come watch that.
Yeah.
We really appreciate everyone that supports us on Patreon, specifically everyone that joins that gets to be on the Discord. Thank you to Malcolm and Travis, who are new. I think you guys have the link, but if you don't, please send us an email and we'll get you that Discord link where we do fun stuff like PvP tournaments and remote raiding and all that good stuff. Also, really happy Joel, who hit the $5 level. So anybody that does $5 or more, just wanted to give them a little extra something. Oh, we were joking last week about a specific hipster from Austin. So Joel has asked us to name a Jigglypuff or Jinx singing Pokemon Grant in honor of the fake Austin hipster that we made up last week. So I caught a Jigglypuff today. Oh, maybe not Dewey. I don't know, do we know? But a Loudron maybe would be a good Grant. Anyway, we got
No,
that.
that's too EDM.
Oh yeah, that's probably a little like dubsteppy. You're gonna have to do it. A Jigglypuff as as Joel recommended, I think is appropriate. So we appreciate that.
I love it, man. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see you guys next week, and we've got new shows that come out every single Monday.
And in the meantime, go freaking catch them all.
Y'all rate
Just
us on iTunes. You know,
What?
you're sticking around listening to the M bit.
Yeah, do the
Don't
iTunes
listen to
thing.
this
I am
stupid stuff.
lousy with Nidoran over here, man.
Just
I am
go into iTunes and hit a
piled up with
5-star or
these.
whatever. I don't know. Whatever just make the
Piled with
computer like us. I don't care what you have to
I
do.
don't understand that. What's that mug doing? OMG, it's an elf mug.
Yeah, it's Santa.
I don't like Elf. I don't get
You
it.
don't like the movie Elf?
It's not. I don't
It
understand.
kind of
the
falls
appeal.
apart in the third act, but I really like the movie.
I just feel like it's one of those like classic. This was an SNL skit that someone turned into a whole movie kind of movies. You know?
I like it.
I mean, maybe it could be 45 minutes, and then I'd like it. But that is
There's-
a long.
There's
time to
definitely
sit through that.
specific parts of it that I really like.
Yeah, but I'm
Buddy the
saying
Elf,
all
what's your
the-
favorite color?
You just cut all that other stuff out.
When
But,
I
like,
know it's somebody at work that I recognize the number it calls me, instead of answering with like my name and my rank and my job title, I definitely go like, Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
I heard in Finnish militaries, the sauna is a big deal. And apparently there's no rank or titles or hierarchy in the sauna. Everyone just has to be equal. I like that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
We
but
just
imagine,
we just do that in the bar here.
the world is your sauna, if you live right. Just disrespecting people.
I thought you meant just being naked and sweating.
No, that's not acceptable.